Pretty fizzed up, to be honest. I know this group's been working really hard over the last couple of months to really make the nation and us proud.
We go. Proud of the boys after the big dance. A little bit easier watching this week than compared to last week, but you can see how much it means to the boys that they made it to the final, but I know it's not enough.
Another week, brother.
Shannon Frizzell to Whitelock, out the back to Geordie Barrett, long ball over the top. And looking for a decision, there it is. Now they play Aaron Smith, the dummy. Aaron Smith still going, and he scores! Whoa! Inside ball to Will Jordan, look at him go. He's going to kick for Geordie Barrett, but it might work out for himself. Oh, look at that!
Hooray! Boys are into the finals. A strong finish from the boys, beating Los Pumas 44-6 here at Stade de France. Man, unreal scenes, and we've earned another week, so we go again. Front row show.
Nice hair, man.
Hey, thank you. I'm just trying to, really embrace the Parisian culture, Do you like it?
Ça va?
Ah, très bien, ça va?
Oh, that's all I know, ça va.
We also had to fight for a little bit and come off the back of last week, but it's far better feeling than 4 years ago in Japan. We in a better spot, and everyone's pretty excited for next week now, that's for sure.
The scoreboard doesn't really reflect how physical that game really is. You and me have played Argie before, and we know what they bring, and that's such a physical game. And I think at the end we sort of we're playing our style and got on top of them.
Do you need a sweat towel there, Flex? Are you right? Yeah. Take my jersey, man. Take my jersey, bro. I don't know whose jersey that is, but
pinching myself really. We'll have a good review of the game tonight, and then we'll set our sights on whoever we've got to play. But the boys are really excited.
So if you don't know who that guy is, that's Aaron Smith. Scored a humming try. Just Aaron Smith magic. It's beautiful to watch, and mate, he is in form. So, mate, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So dominant. The boys must have had the most amazing prep week. One more week. One more week, boys. We're going to the final. You got one more week in you.
Well, Fozzie can be very happy with the boys after that big statement win against Argentina. Not conceding any tries, that's pretty important. I'm going to admit I wasn't as nervous as last weekend in the crowd against Ireland, but Argentina did put out a massive battle. It was so physical out there, made some awesome hits, but it's time to restart, refuel the bodies, refuel the mind, a few little work-ons and tweaks to play the big finale next week, but super stoked and happy here in New Zealand.
Hey, the boys did it. We're on our way to the big dance, the grand final. Man, awesome atmosphere at Stade de France. Heading home now. I'm just so proud of our boys. We've earned another Monday.
Skull Brits, mate. Great to see you, brother.
Same here, my brother.
How are you?
Well, it's great if I can stand here close to the Eiffel Tower. Just arrived this morning, so it's been phenomenal.
Awesome. Rugby World Cup winner yourself.
Yeah.
And I just found an interesting stat, the oldest ever rugby player to have won a World Cup.
I'll take that, although I didn't play in the final. And Victor, if I played in the final, I would have been the oldest ever Springbok. But Victor eclipsed me with that by, I think, it's 2 weeks. So but I'll still take it. I'll still take it.
Nice, mate. Hey, how are you feeling about the game, the South Africa-England game? How are the boys feeling?
Look, speaking to some of the boys, look, the roles was reversed, right? In 2019 final, England versus South Africa, England just came off a massive win against New Zealand, and everybody thought England will win the final. Now it's sort of roles reversed. England hasn't had a great run up to the World Cup. In the World Cup, they surprised against Argentina. They're building. They were very conservative. Now they're playing a bit more rugby. So it got close against Fiji, and it's going to be a very hard battle. And as you can see, it is wet. It's going to be a more forward-orientated game, I think.
Will England have got some motivation, or will they be talking about that World Cup from 4 years ago and that loss?
Yeah, definitely that. Steve is very analytical, but he can turn up that emotional card. And I think definitely from 2019, from their perspective, seeing the players after they hurt really badly.
So Steve Borthwick's analytical. What about Razzie? I hear he's... you'd start laughing. You tell me about him.
Razzie is probably the most exciting, crazy, clever, intelligent coach that I've ever worked with. He pushes the boundaries of all the players.
The way he motivates too. I hear him talking about how they're playing for the country, for the people that can't be here. It's quite inspirational at times.
Our motto is stronger together. And that sort of then you can't not get off the floor because you're tired, but you think about the people back home and saying, listen, we've got a lot of problems in SA, but look, if we are willing to listen firstly and willing to work together, we can achieve amazing things. And then it became, listen, let's show our country we can do this.
You've won a World Cup.
Yeah.
How's that changed your life?
To win a World Cup is much bigger than me or my wife or my kids or the team. It's for our country. And if you've got that motivation, I think it's still hitting ground, or it's very sensitive to us. I think that will still give hope, and that's what the one thing we want to do in South Africa.
All right.
Did you bring a notepad?
Yeah, I've got it. I usually just use my phone because we're in modern day, use technology. So, but it's good to see you've got your notepad here. I remember my first day I had my notepad too.
When's the Fiji press conference? Sorry, I'm not there anymore.
Bit cheeky, Alicia. Just, hey, tone it down, mate. I'm your teacher right now. I'm your master, so why you gotta remind me, man?
Do you mind if we actually swap seats? Because I don't really have much of it.
Can't see anything. Okay. Just because it's your first press conference, all right?
Thanks.
But you'll be all right. You're all right. Just be yourself. When you get the opportunity to ask a question, stand up and just be confident, and just pretend like no one's in here, and it's just you having a conversation with the guy up top.
Okay.
He hasn't really played too much of a role. How do
I get the mic?
Well, I think it comes into you maybe and see the way they approach these massive games.
But he said next time I got to put my hand up early, get to the front and make eye contact.
Okay. Usually when I come to press conferences, I always have a backup plan. That's just how we are kind of taught in journalism school.
Hey, Steve. Marcus Smith was looking a little bit worse for wear after last week's game. I'm just wondering, how's he doing and what was behind your decision to leave him out of your 23 this week?
That's nice. I think probably don't whisper it though. You actually have to be louder so he can hear you.
Just to reiterate, live press conference.
Incredible. From our first game of the tournament all the way through. Razzie lending you a hand to pick your team earlier in the week.
Similar way to Ollie as well, so that's another strength that he can bring to bear.
Hi Steve, Alicia here from the Front Row Show. Marcus Smith was looking a little bit worse for wear last week, and I was just wondering, how's he doing now, and what was behind your decision to leave him out of your 23 this week?
Yes! You've come a long way.
Thanks. No one's there.
Mike, we're in the business district of Paris, at the business end of the tournament. Did you, pre-tournament, have any expectation that England would be in the semi-finals?
No, if I'm honest, it would have been a disappointing World Cup if they weren't here. In terms of England, of who we are as a team, who we are as a nation, would I say there were doubts within that? Of course. They just haven't really, they haven't found their form yet.
If the two games in Paris last weekend were two of the greatest Rugby World Cup games, is England, South Africa going to be one of the ugliest?
Not necessarily. It could be. It's one for the purists. Obviously England, South Africa is always physical. It's going to be that style of play. This is a different level up this week. Out of everyone, I think South Africa is the perfect team for England to play. The 3 years that Eddie was still in charge, he's basically was prepping them for this game. So he got sort of obsessed with the 2019 final, and every game that he played since looked like we were trying to win that game again. So you just hope that they go out there and they get to play their best game.
There's a kind of narrative outside of England that Steve's turning a sow's ear into a silk purse with this team by getting to semi-finals, but that's overlooking how much talent there is in that England side.
And this is always the thing. Is if you remember, I was trying to work out. I think there's 12 of this, well, definitely of the squad who played 4 years ago, and they played some unbelievable rugby all the way through that tournament. So they know how to play rugby. It's just at the moment they haven't figured out what their identity is and how they're going to play going forward.
Are England capable of winning this World Cup? And do you think that they'll believe they are, considering the run they had coming into it, considering the pool stages?
It's a massively tall order, and realistically right now, I would say it's probably very unlikely. But do I believe they can? Of course.